When my wife and I planted our church over 15 years ago, we didn't have a clue what we were doing. And we had read some stuff, we had talked to some people, but we really didn't know what we were doing. So when we went through the Discovery Center, we came out of that. God called us to plant a church. We knew when and where and all that kind of stuff. We really needed someone to come alongside of us and kind of coach us through the process of what to do and what not to do, what are the different phases of church planting. So one of the first things that our network did when we made the decision to plant with them was they assigned us a coach. And that coach in the initial stages walked us through, from our strategic plan to what do we start doing with meetings, launch team meetings, how to set timelines, fundraise, who are the people to talk to, what are the landmines to avoid. And so that person really, on a very personal level, walked my wife and I through the initial phases of that church planting. And then once we launched the church, that coach walked us through the next phase, So you have the pre-launch phase, you have the post-launch phase, and every phase comes with its own challenges, comes with its own celebrations, and that coach was there to walk side by side with us through all of those different things in those first couple of years. What makes a coach great is the coach's ability to ask you the right questions at the right time. So what we had by having an assigned coach to us was the person that said, hey, are you asking this question? Like, how would you answer this question? Questions that we never anticipated we should even be asking. They asked us those really tough questions that dug deeper beneath the surface. And so what that did is that allowed us to really wrestle through the fundamentals more so than anything else. So they, because of their experience, because they knew how to coach well, instead of telling us what to do, asked us the questions so that we could ourselves figure out what was the right next step for us to do. I think often as leaders, we think somehow that we're the exception to the rule, that we don't need coaching. When you look at all the greatest athletes, all the greatest leaders, they had coaches who had walked before them and still walk them through greatness. You think Steph Curry still has a shooting coach. Tiger Woods had a swing coach. Every great leader, athlete, person had someone that had gone before them to give them objective feedback to help them become better at what they are. And so we need that more in ministry. I mean, we always say, who speaks truth to pastors? And a coach can come alongside and help us with those things that maybe we don't see in ourselves to help us become better leaders, better pastors, shepherds, preachers, church planters within the areas that God's called us to lead.